People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. First thing that is popping in the news. How the West was lost, meaning Westmoreland. Because we've seen that of lately, Westmoreland has lost its way. Westmoreland is one of the worstest places in Jamaica as it pertains to crime. Most notably, the constable that lost his life got blazed up in his business after being robbed, blazed up by a set of criminals, at least 3. In the last 12 to 24 hours, we've seen that 3 persons lost their life in some serious way. The first 2 was a couple. They were found at a cemetery in Bethel town. Both of those persons were blazed up also. Those 2 persons, man and a woman, they are said to be from St. James, Montego Bay, which is maybe about an hour and a half away. So what it tells you is that somebody went for them in Montego Bay, or they found their way in a Westmoreland, and for some strange reason, something did not go according to their plan, so therefore them lose them life. Fast forward, a place called Bluefield. A man's name is Mr. Hibbert. He was 77 years old at the time he met his demise. Based on the information, it is said that some gunmen armed with all sorts of tall up kick off him door, blaze him up several times, then set him cast upon FIRE. When the po came, fire brigade, they did their cooling down operation. They found the body. Preliminary check was that the man was taken out before he lost his life, before he was burned up, sorry. Now people, when we think about the age of this man, 77-year-old, we have to ask the question, what could he have done? And people, the answer is very simple. You really don't have to do anything in Jamaica to lose your life. And that is a sad reality. However, like I've always said, wherever there is smoke, literally, there's always going to be fire. That means something in a something. Pretty much, this man might not have done anything. However, he must have known somebody, or unless it is mistaken identity. And I don't know how much 77-year-old victim you would have that you would misidentify somebody and then take away a 77-year-old. So it leads me to believe that they knew exactly who they went for based on the severity of their deeds, based on the fact that them blaze him up, make sure that he was gone, and then they left him burn up in the house. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So people, the moral of the story in these 2 stories is that be very careful who your family members are. Be very careful what they are involved with. Be very careful not to entangle with dirty bungle, because you don't have to do anything wrong. However, whenever these people do their deeds, they won't have the decency to tell them family, say, listen, you need to take one yourself, because you know, so I go over yassa, I'm going to take this from yassa, and they're after me. And people, what is even worse, they don't have the money, they don't have the finances to transfer or transplant their relatives, their mother, their father, so therefore they are left like sitting ducks. And sometimes, in the case of the incident in Bethel town, some people just happen to be at the wrong place, at the wrong time, or in this case, maybe the right time for the criminals. Point blank and period. Now before I move to the next part of my video, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source, and I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. And also, please subscribe to this channel, and when you subscribe, please press the notification bell or icon, and also press all in the option. The next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the US State Department, in a news release, said that they are partnering with the government of Jamaica to make sure that they extradite more Jamaicans that are responsible for the scamming of their elderly citizens. Based on their record, it shows that annually Jamaicans are responsible for scamming their elders in excess of $300 million per year. That is a whopping Jamaican $46 billion. Now people, when we hear that people are still getting scammed in 2022, most persons are going to say, that is crazy. People can't so fool. People can't so naive. People can't so gullible. However, people, the truth and the fact is that a lot of you guys that are listening to this are just as gullible as these people. Because at least they have an excuse. Them are 70-year-old, them are 80-year-old. So therefore, they are very trusting. So people, me just say, what is your excuse for listening to all these BS stories that I see running around YouTube? All of these scammers that are on YouTube, taking advantage of you, selling you a whole bunch of cock and bull story, manipulating your minds. Now people, we understand as it pertains to America, they are very serious about crime, especially when their elderly are the victims. However, as it pertains to Jamaica, don't know if they are willing or able, don't know if they even care, don't know if they know exactly what they are doing. Now based on information, it is said that the government of Jamaica, the relevant authority, it got a grant under what we call the Caribbean Basin Initiative. So pretty much the objectives are these. It is to professionalize the Jamaica Constabulary Force, meaning that no sorts of Bugoyaga officer, meaning that very serious officers that don't come to work, hustle the work, basically they on social media whole day. Basically, they have no sorts of vehicle. Basically, they are undermanned and they are understaffed and they are underpaid. So therefore, we could call that section a failure. The next section, improve Jamaica's counter-narcotics capacity. People, I did 2 videos back to back, one day after the other, and I said that there was a bus for in excess of 40-something billion, 46 million, US dollars. However, the 3 persons were given 1 million Jamaican bail each, meaning $8,000. And then after the DPP, which is Paula Llewellyn, intervened, they increased it to $5 million. 5 million Jamaican each. And then 15 million for all 3 persons. People, if you do the maths, that is not a whole lot. So therefore, a next epic failure. The next thing that they said, they are going to strengthen the criminal justice sector of Jamaica. Now people, when I think about the criminal justice sector of Jamaica, I see that also as an epic failure. I cannot take them seriously. So whatever money that this government, the State Department of America, invested in this, while the idea was good, the delivery was weak. So in other words, you know when you watch gymnastics and you do a quadruple somersault, the whole thing land on the face, land on the knee, land on the back, land on the head back, nearly bust the head back, based on the delivery of Jamaica. So therefore, the US State Department did not get bang for their buck, pretty much is what I am saying. Now people, when we hear about all of this Latchet task force that is going on in Jamaica, here are the facts. Between 2017 and now, the Jamaican government have only managed to extradite 17 persons. So people, hear the facts again. 300 million US dollars annually. However, 17 persons in 4 years. 4 years, wow, not 4 years. 6 years, 5 years. So people, do you look at that as success? Now when we think about the fact that in 2000 2022 information age, persons are still getting scammed. I said to myself, I thought that this scamming died down. However, people, when you're looking from the outside looking in, and then when you see what is going on in Jamaica, when you see how many lives are being lost on the streets, most of the crime and violence is as a result of these scammers, then obviously they have been fighting for something because it is very lucrative. Now the next thing that I want to touch on, and I spoke about this before, as it pertains to Western Union, it seems as if whenever any legal, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens go to Western Union MoneyGram, we're always getting hassled. And why are we getting hassled? Because we have to prove that we are not scammers. However, shouldn't that be the job of the relevant authority, meaning the POPO? Shouldn't that be the job of Western Union or MoneyGram to prove, say, we are not scammers, or we are scammers, than for us to prove that we are not scammers, whichever way you want to look on it. However, people, the fact is that the only persons getting inconvenience are the actual legal, law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, because this business is so lucrative. What the scammers are now doing, they are sending the money by plane. So therefore, people are fly upon a plane and them are come to Jamaica with tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars because it is cheaper. We send it like that. Cheaper to buy a ticket in advance, pre-book ticket, and then come to Jamaica. So therefore, Western Union is only inconveniencing us, while the people that they are trying to block, they already found a new way. However, Western Union and MoneyGram need to get with the time. Some people may just say, this is the reason why we see what we see going on in Jamaica as it pertains to all this scamming, point blank and period.